The Diary of a Certified Psychopath. Off the crank. As I crawled through the deserted parking lot beside Lansing's council-financed freeway for regular plodders, recovering peddlers, tapering triathletes training rescued pooches not to chase driverless shopping trolleys, or any other proactive exponent of self-propelled conveyance they might happen to encounter, I noted the central notches that Ada District's intuitive contractor had cut in a succession of atypically tall speed bumps, and wondered if these had been added retrospectively to resolve what had been inadequate health and safety standards. Perhaps these corrective modifications had been applied following an injured cyclist's successful lawsuit, that itself was filed after they'd been catapulted stern over stem into a family of wandering mute swans. If true, I suspect even the most biased medical experts would have had severe difficulty in convincing an experienced judge whether any breaks, sprains or fractures had resulted directly from the fall or a retaliatory attack. As I pondered both painful scenarios, a cloud of midges swarmed into my bloodshot eyes, making me thankful that I hadn't been thinking out loud, and hence also subjected to a mouthful of unwitting protein supplements. The latter misfortune, had it occurred, could have saddled me with further grief from the locality's most litigious creature conservationists, since, as of this coming May Day, the term midge will be officially classified as a verbal hate crime by Britain's National Sentient Awareness Institute, a privately funded animal welfare charity whose expanding ranks are staunch advocates for the ethical rights of neurally underprivileged wildlife. The initiative was launched over 3 decades ago, and currently receives donations from a growing contingent of outspoken campaigners with tenuous financial ties to the International Forestry Commission. These vociferous activists believe that slang expressions used to collectively define multiple subspecies of insects should be banned on the basis of their audible similarity to what are now considered outdated and offensive terms that were previously ascribed to humans with perceived disabilities. Following a formal vote that included several alternative monikers tabled by an appointed committee, the organisation's chairperson stated that midges shall henceforth be known as flies of restricted height. And then, one mid-spring Wednesday later, after several jubilant choruses from distant church bells had merged with another mellifluous twilight medley, whilst mixing mangoes and mashing melons along the same sketchy stretch of shared space beneath a pearly grey cumulus patchwork, I saluted the brightest coloured beach huts opposite Widewater's flourishing nature reserve, hoping to line my heavy heart with silver. Sadly, I soon found that, in keeping with cautionary old wives' tales, my face was fixed in a permanent scowl, due to the wind having sneakily shifted its turbulent trajectory. I might have cracked a grimace had this directional transition been accompanied by a reflective reduction in beastly bite, for which our Gulf Stream's prevailing gustbusters are seldom known to mortal skin, never mind Mystic Met's chill-proof antennae. Darted and dove my way along the scarified tarmac of Sussex's treacherous coastal interstate, availing the mercurial slipstreams afforded by a motorised chain gang of overworked office jocks, but being mindful to keep safely left of the widest SUVs. Grabbed 2 successive tows behind an e-doping Domino's courier, trafficking a stack of stone-baked Neapolitanas across Norfolk Bridge, and a Ford Focus slow enough to audition for the part of Genevieve in Andrew Lloyd Webber's rumoured upcoming musical adaptation of the popular 1950s comedy drama.